Welcome, everybody. I'm happy to have you here. I'm Adrian Bablock, the moderator of the Breakout Room number 3. It's digital and collaborative solution for innovative manufacturing. We have a bunch of interesting projects waiting for you. And I hope to have a nice session with all of you. If you have any questions, please just type it in the chat. I will try to deliver that to the dedicated speaker, and please just keep in mind we have a short delay of about 20 to 30 seconds, so it may take a while before we answer the question. Besides this, I hope we have a fruitful session, and I would like to invite our first speaker. It's Orestes Strasinidis, project manager at EIT Digital, who will talk about the CrossKick project, artificial intelligence. So I would like to have Orestes now on the screen. And then let's going to start. So hi, Orestes. I hope you're well.
Hi, Adrian.
Interesting to hear about artificial intelligence.
Yes, this is great. Thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity to discuss about AI in the EIT Manufacturing Summit. Without further ado, this is it's a CrossKick initiative. It's a CrossKick project. So it's a collaboration between EIT Digital, Climate Geek, EIT Health, EIT Energy, EIT Food, EIT Urban Mobility, and of course EIT Manufacturing. What we are doing there, we are deploying multi-stakeholder solutions. We understand that artificial intelligence is not just about the algorithms that we are developing and we are discussing about them every day. It's also the business model behind these products and services, the jobs that they need to be changed, and the education that they need to be enhanced to nurture the appropriate skills in order to have artificial intelligence made in Europe. So what we do is that we are supporting AI business model by creating tools like the AI for professionals that gives tailor-made insights for each of us in what skills they need to develop, in what course they need to start studying in order to do that. Also, the AI maturity tool developed by EIT Manufacturing, which supports the startups and the companies to understand their maturity level and find the ways to further develop digital and AI, artificial intelligence features in their companies. But not only that, as I said, education, it's also a very important element when we are discussing about artificial intelligence. So what we do is we're also providing insights to universities and startups about courses and the necessary skills that their teams need to have in order to improve and to deploy artificial intelligence in the best way possible. And I will just mention this again, where we be able to go to the universities and help them reinvent and refresh their curriculum based on the market needs. And this is very, very important. The European Commission is highly prioritizes this pursuit for deep tech talents in Europe. And finally, we have the AI challenge. This is a concept close to open innovation. So we identified that we realized that the big corporates are able and ready to deploy AI, but they still need the help of the startups in order to do that. So we need to match them. And this is what we do with the AI challenge. We are there to be the facilitator, this honest broker that will match the problems of the industry with the innovative and the cutting edge solutions coming from startups in order, as I said, to have this human-centric AI made in Europe. But in order to do all of those things, we also need to be active in the political scheme, and also we need to provide policy recommendation. So we're publishing reports about this. The last one, it was about the upcoming EU AI Act. We're very proud of this. And I'm sure that this will lead one of the projects that will start deploying to this AI conformity tool that will be the result of combining the policy recommendations and the AI maturity tool that I mentioned before. Adrian, I tried to explain everything in the nutshell. Thank you so much. I think that I respected the time. I'm happy to hear the rest of the speakers.
Yeah, so Orestes, thank you very much for that short introduction. As you can also see on the screen, I'm also part of that project, so feel also free to reach out for me to that. But I think we have no questions for this. So thank you very much, Orestes, for presenting this and going to the next speaker. Caitlin, I would like to call you on stage and hear what you have to tell about business creation for us. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much, Adrian. Maybe a short introduction. I'm Caitlin McGovern. I'm a senior investment manager based out of Paris, and I'm part of the business creation team of EIT Manufacturing. So business creation is actually a pillar team within EIT Manufacturing. We're 13 people strong, spread out across all of our regional offices. At the moment, the mandate that we have is really to bring together startups and connect them with SMEs and corporates that might be looking to foster joint commercial activities, and really helping startups to grow their business and to realize all of their ambitions, and connecting the ecosystem to help them to do that. So we have two types of services. We support startups and scale-ups with several different options, access to finance. So if they're looking to fundraise or need help on grant applications, this is something that we can support with, introducing them to investors across Europe. We're also able to provide a relatively small financial contribution as well for high potential startups. Access to market, which is really kind of our bread and butter. So introducing startups and making those connections between them and corporates so that they can actually sell their solutions and then kind of use that traction to grow with other customers. Coaching and mentoring and expertise services, it's very tailored depending on the needs of the startups and scale-ups. And then lastly, demystification events. So actually profiling and showcasing our startups across events in Europe, putting them in front of investors as well as corporates that might be interested to learn about kind of the cutting edge technologies that these startups are providing. In addition to that, we also support SMEs and corporates kind of with reverse services. So we provide them access to a number of different innovative technologies from across Europe. If there's challenges that some of these startups have in their business, that some of these corporates have in their business, we're able to look at those challenges and try to match them with potential solutions from our startup portfolio. Have done this quite successfully actually over the past 2 years with our Boost at Bridge concept, which is a competition, as well as kind of informally, if a corporate just needs help, we can do it without a competition format. In addition, we have demystification and market events. This is really kind of giving the corporates and SMEs an insight into the types of technologies that startups are developing, and also co-investment opportunities. So if corporates have their own corporate venture capital fund, it's an opportunity for us to present startups that they might be interested in co-investing in. So impact and results so far. This takes into account last year as well. Last year was really the first year that our team was kind of up and running. But so far we've engaged 400 plus startups. We've done a quick calculation of the numbers. It's actually 500 plus, which is a bit different than what you see on screen. We've supported more than 40 corporate challenges. So linking corporates with potential solution providers in our startup portfolio. Have actively supported 100 plus startups. Those startups that we're supporting since last year, they've managed to raise 11 million euro plus from investors from different funding programs, which is really a great accomplishment for them. And manufacturing client introduction, so introducing startups to potential clients and letting them then test the waters to see if there's a potential business relationship. You see 350, but again, we did a quick crunch of the numbers so far for this year, and actually we're looking at 900 plus. So if you're interested as a startup or as a corporate and SME, happy to answer any questions. So I'll hand it back to you, Adrian.
Yeah. Hi, Caitlin. Thanks for the short, introduction into, let's say, business creation at EIT Manufacturing. Looking also forward for the next year, of course, and I think a fruitful last year. Next on stage, I would like to invite Herwig Seiner, who's going to, talk about Confangs. He's from Millennium Research and a nice consortium, actually. So let's hear what they did in the last year and what happened. So, Herwig. Stage is yours, actually.
Thank you very much. I will talk about CONFACT. CONFACT that stands for Multi-Layer Connected Factories with hybrid and digital components. I carry it out as an activity leader with the partners or with the digital factories in Hungary from Panon Business Network. Then the other one is in Prague at the CTU. And the third one is in Porto from the partner EIT in ESTEC. And we have in this consortium Your Research and Fraunhofer as non-risk country partners. What we do in this project, we developed a curriculum and training course program focused on this region. The market and what we target is automotive industry and the supplier chain. Of course, all of this region have also other industry there, but mainly we focused on the automotive industry. We have done at the beginning of the project interviews with different companies there, and as an outcome, there is a strong need on AI technologies. And to do AI, you need data, and therefore we focused in our curriculum also on the IT value chain. That means sensing, also starting from RFID technology to digitized process, including then also smart sensor, which with the expertise of Fraunhofer. And then we develop curriculum about connectivity because it's important within the factory, but also between our different factories to connect them with the right protocol. And within the factory, it's important that you do this in real time. And then we have developed a course material for AI and data management. As I said before, this IT value chain is important to do that. And at the end of what you want to do with these digital technologies, you want to make in the factory faster decisions. For example, when you have machine problems, you want to predict these services before that you avoid these problems. You do use AI, for example, for quality assurance with image sensor or other sensors. You need this, and of course another problem could be replanning, rearrangement, etc. In principle, it's important that you educate the people and upskill and reskill the people. And when you look on the workers on the risk region, normally you have not so, how would I say? So in principle, you need them, and you need to develop services which are easy to use, because the people have not studied normally that they are on the shop floor. So you need to develop services which are really easy to use, and including usable technology from the user interface point of view. So we use also augmented reality and VR technology for the digital generation. Why it is important for us? First of all, I would say it's really important to upskill and reskill these regions from the workforce, all type of people there. Then second point is these three regions, when you look on Hungary, Czech Republic, Portugal, they belong to the backbone for production. A lot of industries there, more sometimes than I'm from Austria, in the Austrian side. And it's really important to give them the right services that they are successful in the future. And we focus also here in our project with a good cooperation within the risk and non-risk countries. Fraunhofer and Your Research are involved in two regions where we have a clear focus on the electronic-based industry. That means the IT value chain is our playground, and we developed this curriculum for that. As a main outcome of CONFACT is first of all, this digital and physical training courses for the IT value chain, but this is a starting point. We developed higher added service like predictive maintenance and quality assurance, and stop for the specific learning factories in these three different countries. and use the digital learning factory to have interesting demonstrators and use it for simulation. And after the project, we want to offer this education and consulting services led by in Hungary and in Czech Republic, and also supported by us. And also we plan to have courses in Portugal so that we have a good sustainability of the project afterwards. We are also in the business plan for the next course, so there will be a conference too, and we want to extend our work with different topics, probably including also security a bit more, because it's not enough just to digitize. You need also a security digitization process, and I assume that we work more on this distributed factoring.
Okay. Hey, Henrik, just trying to reach out. Thank you for all the nice information. And we're just running a little bit late on time. Do you have anything you want to say finally? Or because I really like your talk, and I really would like one question from my side is, what was your actually experience when you had virtual reality used at the workforce? Was it let's say taking over good from the people doing it?
Two things. First of all, the difference between the requirements from the non-research and research is not much. There's not much difference, and the new technology is very important to motivate the young people and the digital generation. So I'm on the borderline, but the younger one need this new technology to motivate them.
Okay, thank you very much. Then, Hervik, really enjoyed to listen to this project, and really, let's say, maybe take a little deeper also for the audience, hopefully. But let's say in the amount of time, as there are no more questions, I would say I would like to have Miro Hegedic on the stage. He's from the University of Zagreb, Faculty of Manufacturing Engineering, and he's going to talk about Connect C. And I'm interested to hear what happened here last year. So, Miro.
Thank you, Adrian.
Stage is yours.
Thank you, Adrian. Welcome, everyone. So we all know that Industry 4.0 is already well-known term, and many countries, many companies are implementing technologies from the Industry 4.0 toolbox of technologies. But there is certain problems that are appearing in the implementation of those technologies, because implementation is normally costly and asks for certain budget. Especially, we have to say that less developed countries, such as countries that are in Balkan region, are lagging behind in the implementation of Industry 4.0, and one of the main problems also in those countries is that manufacturing education and training for professional students and job seekers is not so easily available. That's why we have joined or put together a consortium of different partners. First of all, we have a partner, TU Vienna, then University of Zagreb, Faculty of Mechanical Engineering, my institution that I'm working at, and then we have FabLab Sarajevo from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and University of Polytechnica of Bucharest from Romania, and University of Tartu from Estonia. So we have put together this consortium to solve this problem, to enable better education for countries that are less developed and that want to implement Industry 4.0. We see solution as build a network of learning factories and extend existing learning factories in those countries and build new ones. Also, we want to promote the manufacturing education, but under the principles of Industry 4.0, covering the topics such as robotics, low-cost automation, additive manufacturing, production information systems, and some others. We believe that this is important for society because this will facilitate the access to education and learning to students, but also job seekers and professionals, but will promote also science and technology to spread global ethics. Thanks to EIT, we were able to build an international network for sharing knowledge and expertise. That's why we are very grateful for this support. As main results, I have to mention, first of all, the learning network that we have created, the network of learning factories, but also through quite extensive number of nuggets, more than 70, we were able to cover complex topics related to Industry 4.0, to production system, production information system, additive manufacturing, sensors, and some others. Those nuggets are already available through Skills Move, and we are very, very happy because of these results. Also, we have to mention that we had also in the project acquisition and installation of new equipment in the learning factories, but establishment of new learning factories or 3 new learning factories in Bosnia and Herzegovina, in Zagreb here at University of Zagreb, and also in Romania. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to answer your questions.
Yeah, thank you, Miro. Actually, pretty much on time. I didn't even have the chance to give you the 30-second warning yet. Yeah, pretty also interesting. Did you actually we did something similar in another project, I think, but what is the let's say the most impacting really topic which you get the most traction in the learning factories?
So we had in all our partners institutions, we had live workshops where we had job seekers and professionals coming to our institutions, and especially in Zagreb, we had 26 people coming from different companies, and the most interested there were in 2 things. One is augmented reality, and the second one was implementation of artificial intelligence in manufacturing processes.
No, thank you. Thank you very much for the information, and thanks for the presentation. I think
thank you very much,
interesting
and,
topic.
Thank you very much, and yeah.
Yeah, have a nice day, Miro. Sorry about that. Yeah, next would be the presentation on co-versatile, which should be held by Dr. Robert Lovers. Just would like to have him on stage if he's here with us, but just
hello. My name is Gabor, and I'm representing co-versatile.
Thank you very much. I didn't get the information.
Hello, Adrian.
So I leave the floor to yours.
Yeah. Thank you so much. My name is Gabor. I'm from Innomine. We are a digital innovation hub located in Hungary. Can you share? Yeah, thank you. We are focusing on manufacturing and on digital manufacturing. We have lots of different partnerships, and co-versatile is a very interesting project, because co-versatile has been started after the pandemic period, and in 2020, because the European Commission have identified that there were some very special needs on the market, naming that there was a huge demand for specific medical equipment. And our project co-versatile aimed to settle these needs and to develop new ways of reshaping manufacturing, setting manufacturing lines to new products, and making sure that there is really a resilient and adaptive manufacturing. One of the projects, within the project, we had 6 so-called manufacturing settings, so pilots, where we tested the new ways around manufacturing. And one of the maybe most interesting one was a case with Demcon. Demcon is developing respiratory systems, so ventilators, and these were in high demand right after the COVID broke out. And then they wanted to develop a new product which was easy to produce. And then one of the key results was that the normal time to develop a ventilator for the healthcare is between 1 to 2 years. That's only the development time. And obviously, in the COVID circumstances, there was no time for that. And then the development period had to be shortened down. And then thanks to the new methodology and lots of new approaches, the whole development process was shortened down to 8 weeks. And this was a key result. And then the manufacturing, the producing of the new equipment could have been started. And this was an extremely quick process. And within the co-versatile, we have also other cases like this. And on top of developing this methodology and these tools, of course, digital tools have been very helpful to accelerate both the development and the ramping up of the production. We have also collected throughout the project all the lessons. And this is not only the lessons, but all the tools that we were using throughout the project. And we have created the so-called digital technopole. A digital technopole is a commercial marketplace that provides the manufacturers to access to services, technologies, and expertise from providers and also from other European manufacturers. And we believe that this is very important because with this, throughout the co-versatile, all the lessons and all the technologies, all the tools that were developed and tested are now available for any manufacturing companies in Europe. And we are really able to see this, that these techniques and tools can be also used to make any European manufacturing company more resilient and more adaptive. And basically that was the most relevant objective and result of co-versatile. And all of these elements, all of this knowledge is summed up within the digital technopole, which is basically now a one-stop shop for services and experts with regards to EU manufacturing. EIT Manufacturing played, of course, a crucial role within the project, mostly to disseminate the project results, the messages towards the European manufacturing communities, especially to SMEs. And we are now just about to finish the project. I would encourage all of you to visit the coversatile.eu website or visit the innomind.com website, where you find more details about the project. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to your questions.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gabor. I think well, just one question for you. The digital technopole, sorry about that. It is, I think, collecting all of the results also, right? Let's say this, you can say this is the summary of all the work we did in the last year on this project. And I think the outreach should be actually there, right?
Yes, exactly. And it's not only documentation, but through digital technopole, manufacturing companies have access to different softwares, the solutions that were used within the co-versatile project or that were developed throughout the co-versatile project. So those are solutions which are already tested and could be considered as kind of best practices in the field of manufacturing.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much, Gabor. And next up is the digitalized test beds project in the end. And I will do something pretty much unusual because I have to call myself on the stage. Let's be honest about that. This is another cross-kick initiative. Yeah, so it's a project between the different sectors, like the artificial intelligence project here. And actually EIT Manufacturing is leading together with EIT Food, EIT Digital, and EIT Raw Materials on that. And digitalized test beds is an approach to bring together researchers, companies, SMEs, startups in an, let's say, tangible environment. So that they can test their solutions in a pretty near production state, to be honest. And there are different, let's say, projects I would like to present. We had in the course of the last 2 years, we had 4 projects in the end, which the first 3 ended in March this year, with 3 test beds up and running. And I think I just had 3-4 slides, but I think just the last one is showing. So I will, let's say, keep it up a little bit from my brain. One was Saif, which was, let's say, a digital AI system which detects the movements of forklifts in factory lines and predicts those movements and send information on that. The second one is iFishCan, where we have let's say, look at the contamination of food, or let's say also the integration of sensors and energy sensors, as well as water usage sensors into the production line to assess what can be changed or where the main drivers are that drive, let's say, the consumptions in itself, but also how maybe, let's say, innovation can impact on that in different months, actually. So we have, in the end, in iFishCan, you have a KI system implemented, which is then, let's say, challenging a little bit how each innovation you would like to implement in your production line will impact in the end and in the future years, depending on the cost, on different costs, also on different timings. The third project was T-Food, which is located actually at LMS at the Patras University. It's a robotic, let's say, sorting machine on the one hand, and on the other hand, it's a little bit of an AI tracking system for the dairy industry. So it is not the whole process chain, it's just 2 parts of the process chain. So one is, let's say, at the end, at the logistic, where you pack different dairy products in a specific manner with a visual AI that discerns the different products. And at the beginning, you have the sensors that are tracking the milk production. So a milk tank at the farmers actually is going to be filled with milk, and the milk is continuously checked and controlled if every, let's say, the production steps are kept as good as possible. And if there is some impact on the quality of the milk, or if it's contaminated by anything, you can see why it happened or what the reasons for that were. And for this year, the last project running, it's called e-motors. This is about recycling of e-magnets for the e-drive system. We are here working together with Magneti, actually from Slovenia, and Polytechnic Torino. They built up a real test rig for electric vehicles, totally, of course, not just within this project, but the course of more and more projects. Well, one part of it is the testing of this electric motors in this test rig, and the impact of the recycled magnets on the performance of the motor. So in the end, you can try and find the adjustments in between different recycled materials. And this is what we are aiming for. And it will be a visual test bed, so you can just take a look at that and try to find out how it impacted your production in the end. Yeah, this is everything you can see actually on our newly designed website, which is testbeds.eitcommunity.eu. Please take a look. I think it's just up and running since last day. And we try to, of course, be a little bit open, and the test beds are for you. So if anybody is interested, just write me an email or go over the website and try to check it. And now I have to, let's say to myself, I'm over time a little bit. Sorry about that, but this is all about what I would like to say about the test project right now. If there are any more questions, reach out to me. I'm happy to address it. And without further ado, I would like to go into the next project, actually from the University College of Dublin. As a leader, it is called DigiPlan, and Papa Kostas should be here to present it for us.
So I'm
yeah. So please come to the stage and
okay. So hello, my name is Ali Farahani, and I'm a postdoc at UCD, University College Dublin, working in the project Digital Plan. And this project is happening among universities and companies across Ireland and Greece. And I'm pleased to present it. So what is the problem is that we are after knowing that so an efficient facility layout, we know that is vital for manufacturing companies for their success. However, due to our experience and the literature, we know that there is a gap in deploying and using that state-of-the-art technology that we are developing as a society, and the way that the engineers and manufacturing companies are using that for their purpose. So the solution is this project in our eyes. So what is the solution in general? It will be some learning path that will equip engineers and manufacturing employees, as well as anyone in that society, let's say engineering students, any professionals who wants to take place in manufacturing chain. So these learning paths are going to just keep them knowledgeable about the theory, and then let them have some practices and just know about the best practices in that area, which is facility layout, planning, and design. And then it will let them use the tool that we have developed to just practice more about what they have just learned, and then use that tool to just get some answers about the facility layout planning. And the question would be why this is important. And we kind of know that any kind of digitalization is going to be helpful in the activities such as, let's say, developing or building or manufacturing any product. And therefore, we need the engineers and workforces to know the knowledge about that process. But however, we saw that there is a lack of, let's say, necessary knowledge about that process of facility layout planning. The digital plan learning path are some opportunities for those academics or professionals who wants to just uplift their crew, their students, their workforces, to just expand their knowledge about digital manufacturing capabilities. And thanks to EIT, we were able to develop a platform, a software with a web graphical user interface that can help people to design, express their need and their constraint and requirements toward the manufacturing, and then visualize it, optimize it, and then get that result out and just try to just improve it. And there also the learning path that we develop with the help of EIT is just going to be helpful for them to just use that specific platform and any other platform which are just kind of going toward that goal, which is optimal facility layout planning. And I can just summarize the main results and insight of this project into two categories. First is just the learning path that we are just pondering on, that this is the outcome, which is going to increase the awareness on effective layout design for manufacturing. And then the digital tool that we have developed and just expanded it so to a level that is going to support facility layout design and then optimal then get optimal output from it. So that's the description, the big description of the project. We have the website digitalplan.ucd.ie that we ask everyone to just give a visit, and I'm open to any question.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ali, for let's say impacting that. I think it's a very valid approach you have here, and a lot of questions actually on my side, but I think we have to get another meeting for that. But because I think it's a really interesting topic to have a digital plan for factory, let's say for factories to change also. Yeah, and I think this question arises a lot from my perspective.
Sure.
Yeah, so thank you very much again for the presentation. The next one I would like to have Martin Juhas, actually for Factorist 2 from the Slovak University, I would say, who's going to present this project. And let's bring him on stage and just go forward with the project presentation. We're a little bit on a tight schedule, as you maybe can assume already.
Thank you. I will try to be exact.
Everybody
Okay,
has the same time, so just feel free.
Yeah,
and
sure. Okay. So my name is Martin Juhas. I'm from Slovak University of Technology. I work there as an assistant professor, and here I'm to talk about the project learning factories for digital transformation of SMEs. Well, our project is aimed at learning factories topics, and we are actually trying to address two main issues. The first one is that each company is unique. There is no generic, uniform, universal way of going through digital transformation process, and that's correct because each company wants to stay competitive by its uniqueness. The other important topic is that the know-how is hidden in their production infrastructure. Maybe it is outdated, but they know why they use it. So any changes, any digitalization approaches must be driven from inside of the company. And the problem here is that the employees often lack the expertise, the knowledge about the newest technologies. And this is what we try to address. Our project is aimed at supporting case-specific digital transformation of SMEs, manufacturing SMEs, mostly in the risk area, by developing and networking already existing learning factories. In our consortium, we have 5 partners that are running their learning factories, and 2 partners which are the clusters linking us to the SMEs. Within the project, we are providing and preparing technology demonstrators and testbed solutions to industrial manufacturing challenges that we found via our own survey, and combining the hands-on learning factory training with the learning and immersive learning, also with the usage of the SkillsMove platform. And our aim is to retrain and upskill the personnel of SMEs to better boost and update the advanced technologies to their knowledge. To our main results, well, we created 3 learning paths, or our outcomes are concentrated in 3 learning paths. One is aimed at the monitoring and control of existing production processes, where we have nice example of networking learning factories in different countries. This is a great addition to what SkillsMove already provides, because we are able to provide the live data from different machines. The second learning path is aimed at the usage of lightweight robots in manufacturing and for the quality inspection purposes in connection with the vision systems. And the last one, we also already heard that today. Also, we found out that the virtual and augmented reality for training of operators is hot topic, and that's basically the main part of our last learning path. At this stage, we are still providing and preparing the pilots for the additional pilots for the learners. And if you are interested, you can find more information on the link in the slide. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Martin. Pretty interesting. Just one question: how many of the courses are ready for use on skills.move? Maybe I just missed it in your presentation.
We have three learning paths.
3 learning paths are ready and are also open accessible for everybody.
They are not published yet.
They
are in the piloting mode.
Okay, when will they be ready actually to be used?
Well, until the end of year, I believe they will be open. Yeah, that's the plan.
Pretty interesting. Looking forward to take a look at that, and hopefully everybody else also. And thank you very, very much for the presentation of this interesting project and for the outreach you took. And next on stage, I would like to invite Donatella Corti, who's going to talk about ESMA Summer School.
Thank you, Adrian, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Donatella Corti. I'm professor at SUPSI, the University of Applied Sciences and Arts of Southern Switzerland. I'm going to present you the ESMA Summer School activity. ESMA stands for Innovation and Entrepreneurship for Sustainable Manufacturing. 10 partners were part of the consortium from both academia and industry. The EIT Manufacturing as a master school that offer a study path that combine technical expertise with innovation and entrepreneurship skills. So the challenge is to have good initiatives that allow to transfer these entrepreneurial and innovation skills. The idea of the summer school is to enrich the study path of the different programs of the EIT master schools with an experience for students to deepen their knowledge in these domains. So the ESMA Summer School was a 3-week program that was delivered last July, based in Lugano and Milan. And it was an international opportunity for students to learn about entrepreneurship and innovation skills. The peculiarity of the school is that there was a strong collaboration between academia and industry, and this allowed students to really experience real-world industrial challenges. So thanks to programs like this one, it's possible to increase the awareness of students who will be the manager of tomorrow about entrepreneurship and innovation. And so the idea is to create an entrepreneurial mindset in the new generation. Thanks to the summer school, it was also possible to create networks between industry and students. The summer school was open also to external participants, so we had some external master students or professional joining this network during the 3-week summer school. Of course, the EIT contribution was fundamental to deliver the summer school, since thanks to the EIT support, it was possible to really create a unique experience, an international experience based on the learning by doing approach, thanks also to the collaboration of industries. So it could have not been possible without the EIT support. As the main results, for sure, the main one is the delivery of the summer school itself. We had 41 participants. Out of them, 29 were master students and 12 were external participants. Participants worked in teams on 10 industrial challenges on sustainable manufacturing. So the focus of the summer school was on sustainable manufacturing. So the idea was to provide tools and methodology to really manage the innovation path in manufacturing towards a higher level of sustainability. So on the one hand, the industrial challenges allowed students to experience real life challenges. On the other hand, it was an opportunity for companies to collect feedback and potential solutions from young students. And the last results I would like to point out is the learning path that we developed. The learning path was meant to provide basics knowledge on innovation, entrepreneurship, and sustainability, that are the 3 main topics of the summer school contents to students. So the different nuggets have been already used by the summer school participants, and now the learning path is available in the Skill Move platform for also external participants. We are concluding in these days the quality assessment process, so hopefully it will be public soon. Thank you.
Thank you also for this, let's say, nice presentation. So the summer school is also open not just for students, but also external participants, young professionals, also older professionals are allowed, or is there some kind of regulation that would have to be met?
Okay, well, the only requirements we put was to have a Bachelor of Science, because it was really meant to increase the entrepreneurial mindset. So, of course, we had mainly young professionals, but we didn't limit the participation to young people.
Okay, thank you very
Okay.
much. And I think we had just a question from the, let's say, from the audience.
Okay,
Maybe
please.
Natalia, you want?
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Donatella. I wanted to ask you, thank you, Adrian. I wanted to ask you if after the challenges in the different industries or companies, students stay there like for, I don't know, for working there, or it's just like it ends with when the challenges ended?
No, because the summer school lasted for 3 weeks. The industrial challenges were launched at the beginning, and they had to provide a possible solution by the end of the summer school. But the industrial partners were participated to the final assessment jury.
Okay, perfect. Then I think that we have to talk after this.
Okay.
After this, this event. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much also for the question, Natalia. And now I would like to, let's say, call Maximilian Papa from the TU Vienna on stage, who's going to present about IMMC. So pretty interesting to hear what we have here. And Maximilian, I would say the stage is yours. And
yeah. Hello, and thank you for inviting me, Adrian, and to today. As already said, my name is Maximilian Papa, and I'm a PhD student at TU Wien. And I will present you, as said, this project entitled Industrial Mobile Manipulator Challenge, so short also IMMC. But starting first, what exactly is a mobile manipulator, and why do we started even this project? So many of you may already know industrial robotic arms, like they're used, for example, for welding in car manufacturing factories. They're already used over large or many years, like over 50 years, and quite well developed. Nevertheless, we're seeing a development into a close human-robot interaction with so-called collaborative robots over the last year. So robots which don't need fences anymore in safe use cases. Then on the other side, we have mobile robots. First, they were automated, guided through some fixed wires into the, which were mounted into the facilities floors. And over the time, we are now seeing a development of more flexible autonomous mobile robots, which are using, for example, laser scanners to scan the environment and drive more flexible through the factory. So combining the two new developments, so like a collaborative robotic arm on top of a mobile robot, we're getting a so-called mobile manipulator with the highest degree of freedom for a factory. Researchers and of course also companies are working towards this topic because, as you can imagine, flexibility is getting more and more important. However, as you can also imagine, and as the technology is quite young, it has several issues to overwhelm to be useful. On the one side, we have the technologies problems like localization, navigation, or also the robot's precision. And on the other hand, we have the organizational stuff like missing laws, standards, guidelines. So overall, there's a big knowledge gap, and mostly the knowledge is allocated at senior researchers levels at the moment. Therefore, our solution is to set up an open competition for mobile manipulators, where students, apprentices, hobbyists, and so on will solve current problems in real industrial environments. So they are forming heterogeneous teams in different countries all around Europe to compete in these exercises and deepen the knowledge, create new possibilities with this technology of mobile manipulators. And of course, they will also be supported by researchers and professionals. So in the short term, it will help to strengthen the technology's advantage and fix unsolved challenges. And in the long term, we would like to create a network of dedicated students, researchers, and industrial companies to create a transfer and also to build knowledge in this topic to further strengthen the business location of the European industry. Yeah, as you can see on the right top, I'm not the only one in this consortium. So we have at least, or at the moment, more than 10 partners all around Europe. Together with them, we already launched a virtual challenge at the IROS 2022, which is the second largest robotic conference in the world. We also planned a physical challenge in the upcoming years. So each year it will be in another country. And where current problems will be dealt with. Yeah, and in the end, I want to say thank you to EIT Manufacturing. With the help and support, we were able to lay these foundations. And yeah, that's it. And thank you. And now back to you, Adrian.
Thank you very much for your contribution. And yeah, pretty interesting project also. And I think a lot of people would like to know more, but there was now no questions arise. So we will just, let's say, move on to the next project. So thank you very much for your presentation and your time you took. And hopefully we can have some more projects together like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
So for next, I would like to call the Impala project on stage. And I will just unmute you because I think.
Hi. Hello, everyone.
Brunella.
I'm Brunella
Okay.
Merante from GVS SPM, Project Manager, and I'm going to talk to you about Impala project. What does it mean, Impala? Impala is an acronym. It means Intelligent Optimization of Plastic Process. And it's exactly the production of polymer-based products that is getting more complex due to the increase of prescriptive specification imposed by the major manufacturing industries and also regulation. So therefore, plastic manufacturer needs to face the difficulty of quickly designing and producing products while maintaining the height and constant quality and optimizing constant productivity. It becomes essential to address key elements such as quality criteria, loss tolerance for post-production wastes, and the use of recycled materials, for example. And very important to achieve this is to use the data, the process data, and exactly the way to handle with the process data is very important for us. And through the use of the artificial intelligence technology, the production process can improve by monitoring machine sensor as well as optimizing machine parameters. So what is the objective of the Impala project? Impala use an algorithm of artificial intelligence that is capable to performing exploration, so to investigate the input and the output correlation, and to optimize the target objective during the optimization procedure. So to summarize the result of the project, we can summarize the result into output: prediction and prescription output. In terms of prediction, the algorithm is able to identify the possible deviation of the process from the expected behavior, therefore give and allow a fast corrective action to production. In terms instead of prescription, it's able, thanks to a teaching way, so teaching the system to generate an optimized set of parameters to produce the wanted output. All these can be translated in a time and cost saving for the company, for the industry. Thank you very much.
Brunella, so thank you very much for the, let's say, faster presentation. I was just wondering, because you're, which is the key industry you would target with this predictive maintenance? Or
plastic process.
Just for plastic processes, or
yeah.
is there anything to change
plastic.
Also the possibilities here?
What?
Or is it also possible to easily change in between different processes for the technology, or you're just focusing on plastics right now?
No, we focus only on our topic, but I think can be easily adjusted to any other industry. Yes, we have used it for plastics, because we are a company who makes filtration. So yes.
Okay, so thank you very much for the presentation.
You're welcome.
And wish you a nice day for now. And next one I would call Enrica Bosani from Whirlpool, I think it is, and presenting the project K-Hub.
Thank you very much, Adrian. And good morning, everybody. I'm here to present to you the project. It's called K-Hub, Knowledge Hub, that we are developing this year in a consortium composed by Speaks Industry, who is also the business owner of the final solution that will be delivered, Cefriel, as a technical partner supporting the developing of the solution, and a true industrial partner on top of Whirlpool, also Marcos, and we are in charge of the validation of the final solution. So first of all, in a glance, which is the main aim of Knowledge Hub? The key challenge that we want to address with this project is to create the possibility for the workers in the shop floor to get easily access to the information that are required in order to execute their daily activities. Our mainly focus has been in this moment the maintenance, but in reality, this is a system that may be easily extended also to other activities or domain within the shop floor management, like quality control execution or the production flow control. The idea that is behind the Knowledge Hub is to have the possibility to use a mobile device like a tablet or a smartphone, potentially a tablet, and a voice control in order to get easily access to documents that have to be used, for example, to execute the maintenance tasks on a machine in order to avoid to use the hands. So to leave the hands free for the workers in order to execute the tasks. For us, this is very important because and very challenging because one of the key elements that has to be addressed using a voice control system in the shop floor is, first of all, to have the possibility to address in native language the vocal interface of the system HMI, and on the other side also to have the possibility to work in noisy environment, because we speak about, for example, stamping department where the level of noise is very high. The Knowledge Hub platform that has been developed and is in validation phase in these weeks is exactly dedicated to that. So he is dedicated to the possibility to give to the worker the possibility to call and activate a search using only a microphone in that phone, searching, for example, manuals, drawings, operation instructions that may be visualized on the tablet, and also use the voice in order to manipulate this document, for example, changing the pages without touching the keyboard. So the key elements so that is behind the Knowledge Hub is really the possibility to get access to the information by voice. This is the important element. The three main functionalities that currently are offered to the users of the platform in this moment are, so first of all, the possibility to have a vocal interface to control and to activate the search. This is pretty important because in this moment, the actual languages that are managed are only English and Italian, as the test has been validated in the true Italian industrial partners, but can be easily extended in the future and will be easily extended in the future also to other languages in order to be applied potentially to any country. And the second element that is very important is the possibility to leverage on a smart search engine. We can navigate into the user's folder document structures in order to retrieve the right information that the user is asking for. This is important for us in order to boost the efficiency and the effectiveness of this information availability function to the workers, because they have not to lose time. So they have to be able to have the right information in the right moment, in the right place, for the right person. Also providing a secure rights access level for this type of information. Third, but not last, is the possibility for the users to manipulate the documents. So also not only in this moment to visualize the page that have been identified, but also to navigate the document without touching the keyboard. In this moment, consider that the functionality and also due to the time frame that is very stretched and very short, we limited the scope of the project on PDF documents, but in the future there is the possibility, and it will be done by the business owner, to extend the possibility to get access to information not only to PDF documents format, but also, for example, to pictures, to videos, opening also to the possibility not only to have a read-only access mode, but also the possibility, for example, to put tags, so to mark somehow the documents in order to facilitate or speed up the search in a second moment. So as you see, for us, this is the result of the project is in this moment, a minimum viable product, so a core that you can imagine can easily extend it in the next year, adding functionalities, not only related to multi-language, but also related to the possibility to manage more type of information in order to really support the activity and the knowledge management in the shop floor. Thank you very much. If you have questions.
Yeah, maybe just one quick question from my part, because I was just wondering, does this have, if you install it in a private form, how do you guarantee the security of the app and things? Did you think about this already, or?
No, it's something that has to be addressed for sure. Every time that in the demonstrator phase in the EIT project we address security and GDPR compliance stuff is always difficult. But consider that in this moment the voice of the person are translated immediately into text, so there is a full GDPR compliance related to this type of sensitivity data management.
Okay, thank you very much, Edvika. I hope you have a nice afternoon. And next one, I would like to call David Kames onto the stage. And he's also from EIT Manufacturing and is going to present our Medicat project. So
well, thank you, Adrian.
Stage is yours.
Thank you for inviting me. So my project is a bit less technical than the other ones, so I will try to make it as interesting as the previous presentations were. Medicat is a project that is co-financed by the Ministry for Climate and the Ministry for Economy and Labor in Austria. And why they co-established this project is because they saw that there is an issue of not so many companies in Austria participating on EIT manufacturing activities. And as the ministries and the funding organization in Austria see us as a very prospective organization, they wanted to support us in developing a great network in Austria and to engage as many organizations as possible, in particular SMEs. Of course, this happens through awareness building, networking, and we are organizing events across Austria. But we are not just meeting people and partying around, because we want to make it in a very structured way. So we started to conduct studies on the Austrian manufacturing sector and on the startup ecosystem, especially the hardware startup ecosystem, to see what the actual needs of the Austrian organizations are and how they can benefit the most of the EIT manufacturing services. So we conducted, in the more than 1.5 years we are operating, those 3 studies. We're very successful with it because most of the Austrian like popular media, so the daily newspapers, and we used the data that we won to find the projects that are in particular interesting for Austrian companies that we could find in the scope of EIT manufacturing. So we identified best practices of past innovation projects and education projects and risk projects, and we disseminated the information about those 2 interesting Austrian companies. And we also support the innovation call because as we are monitoring the platform-wide ideas where the consortia can propose their project proposals, we select projects, proposals that are interesting or for Austrian companies and disseminate them in a very targeted way to attract more and more Austrian companies. This works quite well. So as you see in this session, we have quite a lot of organizations from Austria that are active in the EIT manufacturing network, but we are now focusing to go more and more into the direction of engaging especially SMEs and startups. For that, we engaged more than 14 regional partners from regional agencies and from clusters which support our activities and are disseminating the activities of EIT manufacturing. And we conducted more than 130 consultings of EIT manufacturing activities, like the call for proposal, like the Supernova call, which is, I think, the next project that will be presented. And I think, as we see in the numbers, we are really good because Austrian organizations are overproportionally represented in basically all of our calls. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or ask them now. And thank you, Adrian, for this possibility.
Yeah, of course. Every time again, David, I'm really, let's say, proud also that we get it up and running at the EIT Manufacturing, this Breakout project. I'm looking really forward to the next years and the next results we have here. And next project is not Supernovas, actually, which you already mentioned, but I would like to invite first Paolo Cominetti on the stage, but we will come to that back. And I'm handing it over to you, Paolo. And
thank you.
Thank you,
Adrian. My name is Paolo Cominetti. I'm a research director in Bonfiglioli, that is a team leader in Molière project. And the problem we addressed with Molière is related to the sensor, innovative sensor. In the last years, digital sensor had an enormous development, both in performance and cost reduction, following the Industria 4.0 main trend. However, some physical quantities do not have yet an economical solution easy to apply in practice or on machinery and transmission components. In particular, measurement of torque, speed, and power, if you do not have an electronic, power electronic, are still physical quantities difficult to monitor. Furthermore, the economical sensors available on the market have high cost and are very invasive for their installation on the components. And so they also have to be selected accordingly to the full-scale values to be measured. These quantities, in particular torque and power, are fundamental both for monitoring of the machinery in terms of production performances and energy efficiency, but also for correct diagnostic. And above all, prognostics, that is the estimation of the residual useful life in the real machine working condition. The sensor that we have developed with the Molière project present a solution for all these problems and also open up a further field of application that's still to be investigated. Our solution is using a new resonant MEMS sensor, strain sensor, that is very high sensitivity. You can imagine that the resolution is 100 picostrain and have a working range up to 200 microstrains. MEMS can actually measure different physical quantities that generate the formation of structure subject to stress. This sensor can be applied outside of the component, and it can accurately measure the torque and the speed transmitted thanks to the acquisition of the elastic deformation generated by the transmission on the external case. And here we have a patent. For example, we can easily measure gearbox output torque of 40,000 Newton meter at 12 RPM. The MEMS chip contain 8 silicon tuning forks that are integrated and also the electronic is integrated in the sensor. The tuning forks have their own natural oscillation frequency that is excited by the electronic. But when the forks are submitted to the external load and deformation, they change their oscillation frequency. And this change is proportional linear proportional, with the load and deformation and detected by the electronic. The sensor assembly is miniaturized and is fixed with an innovative hybrid waterproof system on the external surface of the component. The external case is 25 by 40. The sensor is very important because it is 10,000 times more sensitive than a traditional strain gauge and has a very linear characteristic with deformation. In particular, in conclusion, the top performance of these performance are very evident, 10,000 times more sensitive than a traditional strain gauge and 25 wider range versus sensitivity. The application are very wide and not only torque and speed, but other like pressure, fuel flow, and so on. And the mass production for this component is next year with a range price between 30 and 50 euros. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much for the nice presentation. And I think the really reasonable price actually for what we are going to do actually from my understanding as a mechanical engineer. I'd say it was like pretty interesting to hear. I would like to hear more, but maybe on another occasion. Now I'd like to, so thank you very much for your presentation. And now I'd like to introduce Natalie Mendes, talking about supernovas, or formerly called also woman entrepreneurship, but just to be sharp here.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Adrian, and good afternoon all. My name is Natalia, and I work as a cross-kick project manager at the EIT Manufacturing CLC West, located in San Sebastián in Spain. And currently, I am involved in Supernovas, which is a cross-kick project. So EIT Manufacturing, EIT Food, and EIT Urban Mobility are involved. And with Supernovas, we want to increase the number of women in the entrepreneurship ecosystem and the investment industry. So this is the issue we want to address, to increase or to tackle the underrepresentation of women in these sectors. So for addressing this issue, we designed a program of 4 different actions, which are Startup Stairway, Rocket Up, Women to Invest, and the Women Leadership Program. So the first action, Startup Stairway, that is led by EIT Manufacturing, is aimed at increasing the number of women in relevant positions in the entrepreneurial ecosystem by exposing them to a startup experience early in their careers. So the second activity, Rocket Up, is aimed at providing support for innovative female-led startups that want to internationalize by providing tailored mentoring, coaching, and connections with leading partners within the EIT community. So our third action, Women to Invest, is aimed at offering training and professional opportunities for young women who want to enter the investment industry. And the last one, the Women Leadership Program, is aimed at providing access to a broad network, mentoring, coaching, and training opportunities to take women managerial skill and leadership skills to the next level. So why is important Supernovas? Because we are working to reduce the gender gap in education, entrepreneurship, and investment, which would create in the long term fairer and more competitive societies and new sources of economic growth while making better use of everyone's skills. So this is a project fully funded by the EIT. And thanks to this, we are going to be capable of increasing the number of women in startups and investment funds, while supporting at the same time female-led startups already established. So this is our first year with Supernovas, but we want to, our objectives for this year are to reach or to provide 60 women training in investment, and also to offer them like a working opportunity in investment funds, to have 10 women working in deep tech or high-tech startups, and to have 10 female-led startups supported in their internationalization process. So basically, this is it during for this year. And thank you so much. And please feel free to ask me if you have any question.
Well, thank you, Natalia, for the short presentation, and I'm really looking forward actually to see the continuation in the next years. I'm following its project also a little bit, so I'm really, let's say, looking forward to what's going to happen also in the next years with that. Thanks for your work. And next up would be Sure 5.0, and so your brother from EIT Manufacturing will go to present that. So please come to the stage and feel free to start.
Thank you very much, Adrian. So in my case, I would like to present you the Sure 5.0 project. So as you all know, the economic crisis caused by the pandemic demonstrated the fragility of traditional economic sectors, especially the manufacturing industry. So in this situation, companies, especially SMEs, need to adapt and transform themselves so they can enhance their competitivity and advance in the future. In this context, EIT Manufacturing, together with 11 European partners, joined forces to launch the Sure 5.0 project. This project aims to support European SMEs to advance in their digital transformation, but also becoming more human-centric, sustainable, and resilient. The project focuses on 3 strategic industrial ecosystems: aerospace and defense, mobility, transport, and automotive, and finally, electronics. So ultimately, what Sure 5.0 seeks is to create the ground for sustainable, robust, and better integrated ecosystems in this sector. For this reason, the services that we offer and the financial support provided by the project will contribute to increasing the strategic autonomy of the EU and designing new business models that integrate circular economy processes, enhancing the sustainable and digital transition of SMEs, fostering the adoption of key digital technologies in industrial value chains, refocusing manufacturing processes on humans, and integrating social innovation into industrial business models. So don't hesitate to get in contact with us and benefit from any of the services that the project provides, such as webinars, workshops, and peer learning opportunities, or events on Industry 5.0 topics. There's also a self-assessment tool to evaluate your transformation status. And there will be also 2 million of funding allocated to SMEs to develop their transformation. And of course, don't hesitate to participate in our events so as SMEs, as associations, and as policymakers. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Soraya, actually, for this presentation. I'm also looking forward to that and to the next step we are doing to Industry 4.0. But without further ado, as we're a little bit light on time, I would like to present the project Turing and would like to call on stage. Somebody's going to talk. I think it can be Joanna.
It's
Hi.
good to be me.
No, thank you very much. I just received the information. So please feel free, start to present. I'm really interested.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm here in behalf of Gil Gonçalves, which is the head of the project. I am a researcher at the Faculty of Engineering of the University of Porto in Portugal. And I'm here to present you Turing, which stands for Digital Upskilling and Reskilling Program. Turing aims to address the problem of labor displacement that may be driven by technological innovation, which is a strong challenge for the process of digitalization inside the companies. So this initiative will promote tailored and flexible training programs on digital improvements, co-created with the technology providers, SMEs that adopt these technologies, and other companies that might be using similar technologies. This in order to empower, upskill, and reskill the workers. Basically, we will have big companies sharing their experience and their knowledge with smaller companies. This work follows the certain way. Each group of partners, we organize it by countries, Portugal, Italy, and Estonia. Each partner selects the companies that are interested in having their workers being upskilled. Then we start with a co-creation workshop where everyone meets, and we meet the companies, the mentors, and we start creating a tailored learning path for each participant. So the participants can choose what they would like to learn. In Turing, we created 3 learning paths with a total of more than 25 nuggets. 2 of them connected for the learners approach on internship and sustainable manufacturing, and we have a 3rd one for the mentors to help create the co-creation workshops, the internships, and participants will have the access to the program nuggets, and then we'll have the opportunity to select other content that they find interesting on Skills Move. So this program will allow workers to have a personalized internship program with European certification, an individualized approach to support upskilling and reskilling of SMEs with tailored training, co-creation workshops with the involvement of the learners from the beginning, which is very important. And then we have topics like problem solving and entrepreneurial skills. We have sustainable innovation, technological innovation, new product or solution development, entrepreneurship, change management. And the main outcomes so far include the opportunity to create synergies between companies and between the partners, of course. These synergies allow to establish good practices to share with the next participants, but of course, we will use them for our own personal learning and growing. This first edition of the project will result in the definition of a training program, which is already being tested in Portugal, Italy, and Estonia, and will continue next year. We will have the EIT label for which we applied this year, and it is on our interest to have more partners joining in this initiative, and of course more participants for the internship. So if you have interest, please reach us out. We will be glad to have you and to hear you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you also, Joanna, from my side. And good to hear that you get the EIT label. Actually, it's pretty hard to get that as far as I know. So congratulations on that. And we're looking forward to next year. So now I would like also to thank you very much for the presentation. I would like to call Roman Groh for, I think this is a pretty hard name to spell for a project name. I think it's TXR-ATG. Hopefully this is right. So the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Adrian. Thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to present our project, which is an acronym for Telemotive, Extended Reality and Augmented Training and Guidance project that we are currently working on behalf of the EIT. So to give you a quick outline, we are at ViewFrame, a small startup company here in Regensburg, Germany. And we jumped into this project and took over in July this year. So we are facing a very tough timeline, but I'm pretty sure that we can make it. What is this project about? Basically, it addresses a topic that, more or less every big company is facing. We tackled the problem that all companies around the globe face when it comes to train new employees on maintaining, repairing, and run highly complex machines. And within our project, we are aiming to have an impact and influence on the way how we are going to learn in the future within this augmented and mixed reality project. We formed a very powerful consortium together with Procter & Gamble, the DFKI, which is the German Institute for Artificial Intelligence, and the University of Prague. And our solution will basically give people the opportunity to have more or less interactive do-it-yourself video, which will guide you to highly complex steps you have to perform when you assemble or maintain machines. So basically, with the development on the HoloLens 2 that we are currently performing, you will have a HoloLens hardware placed on top of your head, which gives you the possibility to train on a model which is right in front of you, and you see exactly what the next steps are that you have to perform in order to exchange a very crucial part of the machine, plus also with the help of the DFKI algorithm, we are able to spot if the user is doing the right steps, if he's perform some steps which may not be done, and warn and inform him about that. This entire scene is done for real life environments, and we are also able, due to the platform that we are developing at ViewFrame, to give people the opportunity to load in new scenarios and train new employees and also trainers on how to maintain and work on those machines. That's basically it in a nutshell for the Telemotive Extended Reality project.
Oh, pretty interesting, and a nutshell is, I think, good set, because I think there is a lot of background information onto that. Just a small information: we're running a little bit late, but the plenary session is informed. We'll start afterwards. So we have 2 projects left, and we are going to give them the time and the space to have here. So Roman, thank you very much, and I like to call Jan Lukas Evert right now to the stage, and please feel free to start presenting. I'm giving the floor to you.
Thank you, Adrian. In the name of the whole VRPLC team, I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you the details of our EIT Manufacturing funded project. Our partner, the Lukasiewicz Institute for Sustainable Technologies from Radom in Poland, is regularly conducting in-person workshops to train professionals in the fundamentals of programmable logical controllers and the easy-to-use ladder diagram programming language. As you are probably aware, PLCs have been and remain the central part of any automated shop floor in the industry. Therefore, having employees who are confident in the use and dealing with PLCs is one of the foundations that is central for further innovations like IoT topics or more advanced automation. But that is something that small and medium-sized companies continue to struggle with, especially in risk countries. Today, the colleagues from the Lukasiewicz Institutes use special techno-educational stands that allows learners to interact and program PLCs in an environment that offers simplified industrial processes while still being safe to operate for both the learners and the equipment. To offer this existing workshop program to more learners across the whole Europe, the VRPLC Consortium moved the learning content to SkillsMove. The central piece of the existing in-person workshops are, of course, the interactions that are possible with these physical techno-educational learning stands. Learning by doing really is the key educational concept utilized here. So how can we offer this interaction to remote learners on an e-learning platform? The solution we come up with in the project, as is already clear from the project title, is virtual reality. VR allows the learners to interact with the virtual representation of these techno-educational stands in an immersive way. But we didn't just stop there. The created virtual learning environment allows learners to focus on the specific learning outcomes we had in mind to program industrial processes with this ladder diagram programming language. We simplified the learning environment to focus on these specific tasks and came up with a solution that is intuitive and easy to use for the learners. It allows them to get started with the actual problem without worrying too much on the overhead that comes with working with hardware PLCs. The virtual learning environment is available on Oculus Quest 2 headsets or directly in SkillsMove through a web browser. The experience is seamlessly embedded in SkillsMove through the LTI Learning Tools Interoperability Protocol, so it appears for learners as any other bit of interactive content, like the H5P content that we use for the rest of the course. In total, we created 34 learning nuggets in SkillsMove, both traditional H5P and SCORM learning nuggets, and of course, task and training content in our virtual learning environment. In October, we held hybrid and in-person workshops, both in Radom and Poland, and together with the other partner Linfra in Kaunas in Lithuania, with nearly 50 participants in total, including employees and managers from the Linfra network and vet students. The feedback we got was overwhelmingly positive, so we are excited to expand the available learning content in the next year's project together with Kaunas College and Lupio SME from Poland to include more advanced and train the trainer material. If you're interested, check out our project homepage or our virtual learning nuggets in Skills Move. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Gianluca, for this really good, let's say, short pitch. I was really amazed by your calmness. This was really interesting, and I'm really looking forward actually to all of the things you're doing, because Lukasiewicz, and so this is one of our partners. I'm really looking into, let's say, working with them together, and I think that it's in a good way. So thank you very much. And now coming to our last project in this session, actually, Tuscan Iqbal, last but not least, sorry about that, but I would like to give you the floor and just feel free, start. And
thank you, Adrian. So hello, everyone. I'm here to present the EIT project, which stands for the Young Leaders Development Program. So the basic concept of this project is that we identified that young leaders in engineering lack at skills and knowledge regarding leadership, which are like really necessary for effective performance and utilization of resources and innovation capacity, and for pursuing a digital transformation. Of course, on the one hand, it is important to have the technical knowledge and the engineering skills, but also on the other hand, the leadership and management skills to cope with the current challenges, and of course to establish a solid foundation for competitive advantage. So in this program, we designed a learning program to facilitate digital and technological transition of European manufacturing SMEs, helping them to develop their human resources, because talented leaders and managers with strong leadership skills are also essential for fostering the innovation capacity and also for the growth of businesses. So what did we do? Based on this, we designed a leadership program specifically tailored for young leaders with engineering background. How did we do that? Our learning program addresses the needs of companies in manufacturing and engineering sector, where an evaluation of the leadership skills gap was executed, and based on this, a tailored learning program was created. And the learning program includes leadership skills or leadership topics that are necessary for leaders in engineering background to foster new ideas and to bring new solutions and products to the market. So topics like product management, process management, conflict management, change management, team leadership, business model innovation, and so on. So many more. So accordingly, the learning program consists of 5 learning paths and 25 digital nuggets provided on the Skills Move platform, and combined with learning workshops, activity sessions, individual consultations, coaching sessions for the participants. So thanks to EIT Manufacturing, we were able to create digital learning content and make it available for participants from different European countries. So currently the program is pilot tested with 43 young leaders in manufacturing SMEs from Estonia, Lithuania, Ireland, and Germany. So yeah, thank you very much. That's it.
Oh, thank you. Very, very interesting, actually. And thank you very much for your presentation. As we're a little bit over time, I will sadly cannot ask any questions anymore, but I can just say thank you right now. Also, thank you to all the other presenters. I think 20 projects in 1.5 hours. This is a lot to digest, also for me, and I hope everybody can take a short breather. But I'd like to invite you to our afternoon session. Actually, this is just starting afterwards here. Just go in and take a look. The topic is circular economy, energy sourcing, as well as collaboration and new partnerships across the value chain. hopefully you will see something also there, and can you in a few minutes we tell them that we're a little late, so should be okay. But thank you again for all the participants, for the presentations, and I wish you a good afternoon with a lot of fruitful, let's say, information. And if you have any questions, reach out to the project, reach out to me. I can point you to the project if needed. Yeah, so you will get the information if you ask me also. So have fun, have a good afternoon, and thank you very much for participating.